Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
And today we have Taylor Carson with us. And you probably
Pleasure.
saw him if you were at that unbelievable concert we had, and you were one of the many, many people commenting how great the light show was. He's responsible.
Humbled to hear.
Yeah, well, it was
Thankful
great.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it was
actually-
top notch.
Hey, y'all are too sweet. Y'all are too kind. I mean, to not have any moving lights, I will say, and on that little board, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I've never played a DMX board like a keyboard like that, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it
So-
was great.
Well, the town loved it. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Everybody was happy. I saw
Yeah.
people dancing, especially as, the night started to break out, and then the lights got brighter, and then it kind of looked hazy, and then that atmosphere really set in, and when everybody was having such a great time, like, that's the whole reason I do everything I do,
Well, and a lot of people don't know, but stage lighting is an art. So tell us, how did you get into it?
So actually, ironically enough, I noticed that from a young age. Like, I noticed, okay, there's something different about this, and specifically it was in a church or a larger church that I worked for, volunteered for, and with for years and years, mentored under one of the best. In my opinion, he's the best lighting designer. Of course, I'm biased. However, very renowned. Like, you say his name almost anywhere in the Southeast, and like they're like, "Oh yeah, know exactly
We know
what you're
him,
talking
yeah.
about." Yep. And so, not to out him here or anything. Love you, bro.
So you're not going to tell us his name, huh?
I don't want to out him without his
Okay.
permission, but he's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Amazing guy, loves the Lord, and really mentored me in a lot of great ways, and taught me the art of it, and taught me that yes, it's not about the lights. It's when it comes all down to it, it's about setting the atmosphere, and what is that even for? That's for the people, and then in a church context, for the Lord. And so, getting in that right heart posture, in the right mindset, like seating yourself in a good foundation of servitude, is honestly the first place to good lighting, and that's like probably the last thing you'd hear anywhere else.
Right.
And you ain't gotta take my advice, like, but that's at least how it was for me. Like, being seated in servitude, seeing, okay, these movers just did this cool, fall effect, and maybe I see, like 5-10 people in that like right front quadrant, hands go up. And it's like, okay, wow, that did something. What did that do? That's interesting. And so that spiked my interest. So that's where it all started. 9 years old in a church.
Wow.
Oh,
I was just
really?
gonna ask how old.
9.
9 years old. Yep. And then I actually ran my first light show ever. I was 12 in kids' church. And I still have those pictures to this day. So that's very, very glad to have those.
So
honestly.
it's been in your blood.
It was a crazy, wild journey of learning that, constantly getting pulled here and there. It's like, because in the church production world, when you're a volunteer, they will use you.
Oh, yes.
They're like, okay,
Use
you
and
want to
abuse
be
you.
used? That's a whole nother topic that is a lot of little break-offs. That's a river in and of itself. But yeah, they will use you. If you say, hey, I'm here to serve, I'm here to work, awesome, cool. Let's put you to whatever that you can get on, And so that's what they did with me. And I mean, I had to accept that part of it and be happy with it, or else, the lighting part didn't come in with it. So, and that's where the foundation of servitude got set in for me. It's been a wild journey, of course. And that all starting, gosh, what was the first program? Sorry, I'm trying to remember. It's been a really long time. I say a really long time, but I'm only going on 26 now,
Yeah.
but still.
You're
I
a
mean,
baby.
back
I know, but
to-
9 to 26, that's a long time.
I honestly, and so it feels like,
Yeah.
like a double irony or, like an oxymoron. But I think it was DMX Wizard or My DMX, just like an open source software though, where you just get on a computer and it's very cut, straight, dry. Kind of looks like Minecraft, if y'all ever seen. They're hard. Like a little just a block game. And not a fun one at all. A lot of numbers, a lot of stuff to, understand that it's overwhelming at first.
Yeah.
If that gets put in front of your face, it's like, whoa, this is too much. Like, no, I'm done. And that's kind of the first test that he had with me. It was like, okay, here, do a show.
Oh, wow. They just threw it on you just like that?
Not threw me right in there. Now, that's
Right.
happened in other places. Yes, absolutely. Not in lighting, thank the Lord. Definitely, because in lighting, I would, as much as I know now, I'd feel very irresponsible. Now, with the gear that's out now, definitely I wouldn't, because anyone can do it now. Several companies put out products where almost anyone can, honestly, without a trained eye, and I hate to say it, put out a really good light show. However, back then it was a lot different. It was, like, I would say pulling teeth, but like more in an 1800s, like, almost more esoteric even way, like before pliers. Like, it was worse than hammer and nail. It was hammering with your hand.
Wow.
And it was rough. But that absolutely floored my little 9-year-old, 10-year-old brain.
Aw.
And that's all I wanted. I was like, I want to learn this. I want to figure this out. And it all comes back to like that being able to be the person that atmosphere gets set from, like that I'm producing an output and that atmosphere gets set, and then seeing those people get impacted in such a positive way, that meant like everything to me, and it still does. It's still my driving force, of course, which all goes, back up. But yeah, I went there, and then he was like, okay, you got that ready for this week? No, I don't. But of course I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, for sure, man. I promise, it's great. I have no idea.
So that's how your prayer life got so good.
Absolutely, I've been Bon Jovi in it from day one. Yeah. Oh yeah, they play that song enough in high school, and it's like I've heard this enough in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, of course, he was like, "Okay, I'm messing with you. I wanted to see, how that pressure test, went essentially," and it just went on and on and on. Helped out in several different areas. Learned ProPresenter, which is a different program. I'm sure y'all have seen, like on the screens where they have lyrics go up and
Yeah.
graphics, but powered screens, not LED screens, anything like that. And just went through everything. I mean, camera, pretty much any piece of like any technology in the church. They stuck me behind it, had me figure it out, run it, learn it. But with lighting specifically, that's what always just pulled me back. I even tried pushing away from it, and it pulled me back.
Aw.
Of course, yes, it comes back to lighting, but it still always goes back to that feeling.
So tell me how, obviously, you started at 9, but tell me, how have you seen the lighting world change from 9 years old to now? I mean, you know what I'm saying? How,
Drastically.
really?
Drastically, and everything has its yin and yang. Everything has its goods, its bads, its pros, its cons. However, I can't say I'm like pleased with how the lighting world has evolved,
Right.
quite frankly, especially in the industry. I feel like people are a lot of times very industry specific.
Mm-hmm.
They care less about the craft, less about the art, like we were talking about, lighting being an art, the art being setting the atmosphere in the same way. Like, if you have a key off in music, that's gonna throw everything off. It's just, it might not ruin it, but it's just gonna be one little thing that everybody's noticing,
Right.
even if they can't put a finger to it. And so it's the same way with lighting. I feel like they're making it to where it's only, or trying to, it seems, in the industry, where people are picking and cherry picking brands and whatnot, to where only the people that have been in it, that are not just seasoned with experience, seasoned with years, age, and money. And then, so we'll take the $50,000 consoles, and pretty much that's your cap. And then we also now have consoles that are the same price as all the guys that would be running a $50,000 console if they owned one. However, that little console, if the person behind the 50K one doesn't know what they're doing, the person behind that tiny little board, because of this new AI, programming, stuff like that, will totally outperform.
Really?
I've literally seen it happen. It's a smart move, and I understand. So they're integrating the DJ world and the lighting world, kind of intermingling it, which they always have intermingled and mixed, but they're almost fusing them to where now, if you're, say, the DJ playing music. You bring your own, stuff set up. You bring even a couple lights set up. DMX going in one, wireless dongle, and then it's all just syncing itself off the music. So it's almost like digitized past it's starting to digitize past the art, I feel like, and it's
Right.
like it's sad. Like
Right.
that's the fun in it. And that's what I've started drawing back towards analog with a lot of stuff. Now with lighting, that's hard, because most of it all, anything even that doesn't look very digital is still running as a wing off the computer. And then anything that's actually analog is, a headache to run in comparison, of course. So
But a lot of people probably don't even know how to run the analog anymore.
a lot of people don't, and it's like almost as if people treat it like it's obsolete. However, that is the literal foundation of it all.
Right,
And
it's where it came from.
Exactly, and so it's like, I guess it's puzzling in a way, because it makes you think, okay, well, if everybody just kind of follows this trend, what happens when nobody has that information? When
Right.
nobody's readily accessible when you need it, on the actual hard programming part, or the, your DMX patching, or anything that, sounds like a foreign language, if
Right.
you're saying it on, to any common person.
Wow.
So, it's cool to see for, younger people and people starting up in business where they don't have a ton of money maybe, or they don't have a ton of resources or a lot of gigs, or, regardless, whatever lack that may be, it's great that they can buy, a little stand of a few lights, and that those lights are now 6 in 1 rather than, there being 6 different ones. I love streamlining. I mean, it's what I do for a living half the time, is streamlining things, making things easier, more accessible. Yet, streamlining when it comes to art is just taking arts out of it. It's just like taking everything away a paint stroke at a time. I feel like that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
One paint stroke at a time. You're just losing with each innovation.
You're Bob Ross in it.
Almost, well, yeah, you should be Bob Ross in it. I mean, that's what it was back when, we were programming long ago, back when I was programming in 2013, everything you're doing manually. You're telling each light per scene, per cue, per bank, per fixture, which is at one address. Like, it's so specific. Do this effect, then do it within these parameters, then shut off. And it's like so meticulous, and that's the fun in it for me. It's like, doing a little puzzle, and you have no picture on the front of the box. You're just piece by piece putting it together as you go. And it's really enjoyable.
How long have you been with Bright Productions?
Been with Bright Productions, working hand in hand, working solely with and for Bright Productions, with all events for going on 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
We just hit third year, or I just hit third year with them. So.
And Wayne's so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody.
Yeah, the crew's always been great.
Even the crew's
Start
wives'
to finish.
children were nice. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody all the way down. Like, wow, okay.
Must be a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Well, we keep it that way. That's why we're a tight-knit crew. And that's
Yeah.
why I only run with tight-knit crews. Of course, I am, contract 1099 on myself, but also I primarily work with Wayne because, give me a lot of reasons to.
Yeah.
So,
So
good
the
folks.
other night at the concert, how did you mentally prepare yourself? Like, how did you know what you're going to do? You never met the bands. You didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know who was going on when. But it all seemed so
Effortless.
flawless. I mean, it just seemed like it just.
y'all are too kind. I'm humble.
But no, it's true. It's true. So,
it's
is
good
it like
to
a
hear.
mental preparation that goes into it, or you just like say a prayer and it
a
happens?
lot of prayer, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I say say a prayer and it happens. Maybe weep a prayer, on your
Yeah.
knees if it's a big, really big event and you care a lot about it. Obviously, it's more intense. But yeah, just taking that to God and just showing up, honestly, and knowing that, you worked really hard, you programmed in well. Of course, if you're asking the logistics side, of course, before you come to the show, it's got to be pre-programmed. So you're running a live event. So that's with lighting. That's where one of the places you start is, okay, is this a scheduled event? Is this going to be scene by scene? Is this going to be live? what type of music usually helps. I mean, you try to just source as much information as you can, but oftentimes you won't be able to get a whole lot.
Right.
So in that case, you just kind of do like a full all prepare, and that's kind of what I did with that last show. Added in enough banks. Banks would be essentially a set of scenes, so I can click through the scenes. I can have them follow through and chase behind one another. And so just thinking ahead, okay, that would look good at about 120 BPM, which of course that comes with time. That comes over long periods of time, knowing, okay, that's 120 beats per minute, or roughly so. Or that's over about 160 now, about 180, or, they really slowed down. They're about like 80 now. This is real tough to program.
So you have to be like in tune with the music as it's happening.
See, that's my favorite key component of lighting. It really has nothing to do with lighting. It all has to do with the music. Because I've always been such a music enthusiast. I can't even remember an age of my life where I did not adore just soaking in music, new music, all genres. And of course there's genres I prefer over others. Everybody does. Music is everything, and also so I see lighting and I'm like, this is really cool. I get to do something cool, but I get to listen to really awesome music while I do it. And that was not just the cherry on top. That was like the cherry the size of the cone. But yeah, you really do have to be in tune with the music, and that's why oftentimes I feel so goofy a lot when I'm behind a lighting board comparatively, because I see a lot of lighting guys and have over the years that are just very, headphones in or, actual earphones on, and they're just very still, very quiet, very straight-faced. And then I'm over there dancing, rocking out, literally, I'm headbanging almost, But I feel like that's the best. I mean, at least for me personally, that's the best way to do a live show. Get in the groove.
Immerse yourself in it.
You have to actually be in that groove to even close to anticipate what's coming next.
Yeah.
To prepare for it, because it is a very short duration of prep time. Which I say short duration as in, however long you can guess ahead. Yeah. How fast the song's going. That all plays into it. So yeah, it really especially band changes.
Yeah.
So when that band flipped, totally different vibe.
Yes.
Totally different atmosphere's got to be set, because they're setting the atmosphere and I'm setting the atmosphere. So if the band or the artist is setting one atmosphere and then you have your lighting guy trying to set a different one, those are going to clash constantly. And then it never is going to actually soak and set into the production scene that you really want it to be.
So Athens Old School Band, they started early in the day, and is it difficult when it's day/dusk and the lights are there but they're not really there? Is that hard for you as a lighting guy?
I'm sure my hard as in physically or laboriously intensive,
mentally,
or any type of in terms of hard work. No, it's not. For me personally, because it does make work easier. Time coding, BPM coding, that's where that type of stuff makes sense. Where you're able to, I can go, okay, they've got a very wholesome song playing, and it's slower, and I doubt anybody's going to get up and dance, but, so you have to make all these calculations based off experience and then just the knowledge you pick up while you're there on site. But as you do that, you make that calculation, okay, I can leave a full, white scene up with a little bit of, dancing with the lights, but, having a little mover effect,
right.
A little bit of something light, small, not something that's going to overwhelm, because then again, that breaks that atmospheric, marriage. There you go. Atmospheric marriage between the sound and lights. So it does get easier. It's harder for me as a lighting designer personally, because I feel like it bottlenecks in a way. I feel like it's it's almost like a judge gaveling down with a recess, in the middle of a heated,
right.
You're I'm ready to go, I'm fired up, I got my whole binder, and it's okay, recess. It's I can't even say anything right now. I can't say anything. Okay, you're the boss, I got it. And so, it's just matching that atmosphere sometimes can be frustrating, for sure.
So what was your thought when we went from Motown to funk cake? and all the brass guys came out there, and it's like, wow. So what
I think you were gonna like this answer. That's why I was already smiling. I loved it.
Yeah.
Personally, I loved it. I'm a huge fan of dynamic contrast. So when it comes to music, when it comes to lights, anything.
So you've done, I mean, probably every type of concert imaginable. I'm sure you have one crazy story that sticks with you. You're not going to believe this. No?
Oh, I'm trying to think of which one.
There's that many.
Would it need to be a moment of a show in general, or just a moment in my work as a lighting designer?
Either. Or you can pick one of each.
All right, I will take the one that came straight to my mind.
Okay,
Alrighty.
that's usually the best one.
Let me prepare for this. Sorry,
his-
scariest time I had, and I was hanging up just some house lights in the church, very large church, and so we had. Don't quote me here, but I think it was 80-foot ceilings.
Oh.
In the main sanctuary.
Wow.
Beautiful.
It was 65 or 80 foot. I'm because they did expand it at one point. I'm pretty sure.
And he was 9, and they had him on scaffolding. Just kidding. Because
Hear that, HR?
nobody else would do it.
Get them, Pastor.
That's funny.
Oh, excuse me. So I was actually at the time. Yeah, I was about probably 15,
Oh.
16. So I was fairly young.
Okay.
I was
Ooh.
still pretty young.
Yeah.
And I was going up to fix one of the house lights, and of course my mentor at the time, same mentor, awesome guy, was coaching me through, how to use the lift, how to go up in the lift, which he knew I hated doing. He also didn't like it. He wasn't a fan of heights. That's like the only little fear I had when I was a kid, since as long as I can remember, scared of heights. Finally got over that in my adult life because you got
You
to
had
if
to.
you're a roadie.
If you're a
If you're
roadie.
hanging off the side of a stage or whatever the case, and you got to trust, and that's what's supporting you, and that's got a wire supporting it. It's like, okay, yeah, well, Bon Jovi it, so I was up in that lift, and it's also why I will not name the church.
Probably a good thing.
No HR or OSHA violations. Yeah, so go up in the lift. I'm going up quickly because I'm just adjusting after it's already been put up. Me and him had went up together, to set it. He showed me how to bracket it on, all that good stuff. Because those house lights, they do have to be color matched. The brackets can get stuck with the paint, whole 9 yards. So I went back up to angle it. It was my first time up in a hydraulic lift, just going straight up. No harness, no anything.
Oh, God.
I just hop on in, I go up, and so just for reference, just for context, Joe, if you breathe just a little too deeply, if you get 10% more oxygen in your lungs while you are up there, that thing will start shaking. The earthquake rods thing, in
Yeah.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you start laughing up there, that's exactly what you're gonna feel like you're on. So.
Duly noted.
Mm,
Okay.
It's almost every lift I've been on like that. I mean, even newer ones, they get very shaky
Yeah.
soon. And I mean, that's just the nature of them, of course. And I knew that, but also, hating heights. I get up there and I let go of the bars. And I was like, I had done so well, through it. And he obviously was helping me very thoroughly with getting over that little fear of heights. And, we're in a church, so that helped. Thank you, Lord. So I'm going up. I've got basically just got 2 buttons over here, up and down, I go up. It stops as I'm on my way up.
You mean
And I'm
like it breaks?
It just stops.
Okay.
Like I'm holding the button. It's plugged in. I see the light on the extension cord. Everything's fine. But I'm like, and it starts doing this. I'm like, okay, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, what do I do? Dylan? Outed. Nah, I'm aggravating him. He'd be fun. He's an awesome guy. Yeah, so going up in that thing, I'm like, hey, yo, hey, I'm just sinking.
Well, at least you were going down.
Well, yes. Usually it would stop. So I'm going back up. I get all the way up to the top. I angle the light, and I'm already nervous after that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's been a malfunction. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what in the world is going on? And so I get up there, get it angled, and I'm like, okay, finally I can get off this lift. Thank you, Lord. I am done. And hit the down button, and I start going down, and then the minute I click that, and so obviously, like, going down always is scarier, you
Right.
know, because it kind of just looks like you're like up on an accordion.
Yeah.
But when you click that, it always has like a little. Here you go for the audience. It's got like a little, like there's a
Right, yeah.
you know, and then it starts slowly going down. Well, I did that, and it went like that, and then I heard a very, very loud metal pop.
Unusual. Loud metal pop.
It's like the
Something
like the
broke.
bracket arms, yeah. Right, and it, like you could feel the vibration because the floors are metal,
Right.
and so like through shoes, easy, to feel. And it was like right under my left foot, and I was like, oh my Lord, at least I'm dying in a church. And that moment I will never forget, and I will also never forget him laughing at me. I love you, Dylan. You're awesome. And I would have laughed too. I
So
laughed
you
at
got
him and
down, obviously.
I did get
somehow.
down.
How long was it before you ever went back up and won? A minute.
I think it was that night.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I had to. Had to. I didn't want to, but we did have vacation Bible school, so I had to. They needed that. So
Jeez. Whoever knew that lighting was this involved?
I sure
Because
didn't.
we the normal people, we go to a concert, we go to a show,
It's just there.
it just happens, and you never realize all the behind the scenes stuff that y'all do. So thank you for all that, because you make
it's
the
our pleasure.
concerts fun.
That's why we do it. We're here to make the concerts fun. We want to make them unforgettable experiences for everybody. Hope that's our goal anyway. Can
Well-
that always happen? No, but it's what we shoot for.
Well, you achieved it right here in Maysville, don't you agree?
I
I do.
definitely.
We're so happy to hear, and so happy to hopefully be back very soon.
Well, I feel like I'm all
Educated.
educated on all things lights now.
Oh, we're doing educating? All right. Class is in session. Let's go. Let's start. No, I feel like we barely breached the surface of lighting as a whole, but I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's hard to breach the surface when it's such a complicated thing. I mean, and every program is different, meaning if you're a guy that runs this brand or this program, they're almost endless in number, at least ones you can find
Yeah.
and source. There is no perfect lighting software. Go with whatever works for you and focus more on providing the show,
Wow.
because that's really what it's all about.
Words of wisdom.
Yes, I
Words
love
of
it.
wisdom.
I didn't even
Wow.
know I had that.
I
So,
so enjoyed
good to know.
meeting you and talking
Wow.
about it.
And you're going to have to promise to come back again.
Yes.
You have my
Promise?
word.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He's a man of his word. He is, he
I am
is,
a man
he
of my
is.
word.
He is. Well, y'all, we really appreciate y'all for tuning into this interesting episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, Famous in a Small Town. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
I'm Taylor Carson. It's been an absolute pleasure. Tune in next week to Blind Squirrel Talk.
Please do. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Red Bull
y'all.
sponsor me, please.
There
That'd
you
be
go.
great. I drink enough of them, please. It would save me some money.